Martin Truex Jr. sounds less than sure he wants to keep racing past this season. And open wheel invasion? Nah. Now it's Australian Supercars invasion. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to Out of the Groove. Boxes are continuing to pile up around me. Check out what I found yesterday. I forgot I'd pulled this out of storage, but when I was in grade school, I want to say, Mrs. Sims, second grade, some of my friends and I would race each other on the playground at recess, and then we'd draw little trophies based off real world NASCAR tracks. Look, we have the Boot Texas Motor Speedway trophy. Right now, there are a bunch of old darts. I don't remember what we use these darts for in this box, but yeah, I found this little pencil box and it brought with it some sweet nostalgia. Anyway, side note, we're here to talk today about Martin Truex Jr. and the next, can we say the next Shane Van Gisbergen type? Let's begin there, because early Tuesday morning, Brodie Kostecki confirmed that he will race for Richard Childress Racing at the Indianapolis Road Course. He tweeted, "Excited to be announcing my NASCAR Cup debut at Indy on August 13th. Thanks to Richard and everyone at RCR for giving me a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Take a look at this paint scheme." I hope this isn't just the render, but the green highlights on the Chevy Camaro grille look really, really cool. Maybe it'd be easy for that to look kind of cheap. It sort of looks like a plastic Hot Wheels car I'd find in a bin at Kroger for $1. But I appreciate the risk. I'm excited to see what it looks like on the actual car at Indianapolis. But yes, besides the paint scheme, which looks neat, Brodie Kostecki, currently second in the Australian Supercars standings. 24-year-old driver will make his NASCAR Cup Series debut next month off the heels of Shane Van Gisbergen, another Supercar star who won in his NASCAR debut earlier this month. SVG said after that race that any of the top 10 guys in Supercars could come to America and do what he did. We'll see if Brodie Kostecki is up to that task. I'm going to be a fan for a moment. No disrespect to Australia, New Zealand, the great drivers in Supercars, but as a proud American and even prouder NASCAR fan, I really hope Brodie Kostecki doesn't win. Chicago was one thing. Everyone was experiencing that circuit for the first time, and SVG had way more street circuits under his belt than any of the NASCAR Cup Series regulars did. So that was an extremely unique circumstance. It was cool to see Shane Van Gisbergen win. But this time around, Brodie Kostecki, not the three-time Supercar champion SVG is, at least not yet. He's also running the Indy Road Course, a track that the NASCAR Cup Series guys have been to a couple of times now. The NASCAR regulars need to step their game up. If the Supercars drivers go 2 for 2 against the NASCAR guys, that would be a massive blow to my fragile ego. In all seriousness, though, I love the international crossover that the Indy Road Course weekend has become. Obviously, you've got NASCAR sharing the Brickyard with IndyCar that weekend, but in the Cup race, you've also got sports car star Kamui Kobayashi racing a Toyota for 2311. Now, Brodie Kostecki driving a Chevy for Richard Childress. I think that's pretty cool. NASCAR designed the next gen with sports cars and Australian supercars in mind, and assuming this was kind of their goal, they've succeeded in attracting international stars like Kobayashi, like Brodie Kostecki, like Shane Van Gisbergen, Jenson Button, Kimi Räikkönen, Travis Pastrana, Jordan Taylor. I'm probably missing some names. It's awesome that so many world-class drivers have given NASCAR a try this year. It helps to further legitimize NASCAR as one of the premier motorsport series in the world. I love it. I honestly do, but I can't help the fact that I don't want the Americans to lose twice in a row on their home field. These NASCAR drivers, they've got their own reputations to maintain, but good luck to Brodie Kostecki. Hey, last year RCR won the Indy Road Race with Tyler Reddick, so that 33 looks sharp. It's probably going to race pretty well as well, so I'm hoping he runs top 10. I just want a NASCAR guy to win. We can't go 0 for 2 against the Aussies, or I guess Shane Van Gisbergen's technically from New Zealand. The Supercar squad. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Yesterday, Martin Truex Jr. won at New Hampshire for the first time in his career. It was his third win of the 2023 season. He also became the regular season points leader. It was a big day for Martin Truex Jr., who'd been hoping to win at New Hampshire for a long time, and it comes during a crucial time period. Joe Gibbs Racing is still waiting on an answer from Truex. Martin Truex Jr. has still not committed beyond this season. And I think it's safe to say Joe Gibbs is getting a little impatient. This was Joe Gibbs in the media center after Truex won yesterday.
He tells me the same thing every year, that I'm right in the middle trying to make this decision. I go, come on, you're making money, you're having fun, driving race cars, come on. But no, we haven't. I think it is, though, very important for us to kind of have some pressure here, because it's pressure for all of us. I really felt like he's having such a great year. And I think, he's having fun. And so I'm hoping that we get a good answer for us here.
Clearly, Joe Gibbs Racing wants Martin Truex Jr. to return. Why wouldn't they? Again, he's leading the points. He's one of the championship favorites. Good with sponsors, easy to root for, easy to work with. Martin Truex Jr. is a catch, to use a relevant fishing reference. 43-year-old Truex was asked yesterday about his future plans, and I'll let you watch the clip for yourself. But to me, he does not sound very sure that he wants to keep racing.
This sport isn't exactly what it appears to be sometimes. It takes a big commitment. My team is amazing. They deserve the very best driver, the guy that wants it more than anyone else. And I want to make sure that if I come back, I'm willing to do that. It takes a lot. It's not just show up at the track, drive the car, go home. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of commitment. It's a lot of travel. A lot of time missing things with family and friends and all those things that I've done for, 25 years. Do I want to keep doing it? And am I willing to, sacrifice all those things again for my team? So that's just what I'm thinking about. I don't know that running good and winning makes a difference. Be pretty awesome to win the championship and walk off into the sunset. I just don't really know. I don't really know. I'm bad at making big decisions. I told somebody out there, I was like, I've been looking at saltwater boats for 5-6 years, and I haven't pulled the trigger on a boat because I just can't make up my mind on what I want. I'm just bad at big decisions. And I'm about to buy one maybe this week. So I wish I had more time to figure out what I want to do next year, but I don't.
There's a lot there, but the one line that jumps out at me that's different than what we've heard Truex say in the past year or so, when deciding to come back for this season, Truex has said that, no, I want to keep racing because we have a really good team. We have a shot to win races, a chance to win a championship. I can't pass that up. Performance seemed to matter quite a bit to Martin Truex Jr. just a few months ago. So this sounds like a slightly different tune that surprises me. I'm not going to literally be an armchair quarterback here and try to psychoanalyze Martin Truex Jr.'s answer from afar, but his tone does not sound like someone who feels they can commit to another full-time year of racing. I'm just being honest. Obviously, he hasn't made a final decision. He could flip-flop one day to the next. But while a couple weeks ago, I would have said Truex is almost certainly coming back for at least one more year, now I would almost lean the other direction, that Truex may very well be done after this season. But that's just my initial impression hearing him talk there, hearing that tone. This win at New Hampshire meant a lot to him. It almost sounded like a weight was lifted off his shoulders. And now maybe he's got a championship. He's got so many big wins. Now he's got this New Hampshire win. Maybe Truex is crossed off about all there is for him to cross off. Maybe now he feels his career is truly complete and is a little more at peace with the idea of retiring at year's end. I don't know. That's just speculation on my part. Selfishly, I do not want Martin Truex Jr. to retire. Obviously, he's his own man. It's his life. He gets to make that decision. I'm not going to be upset one way or the other, but as a fan, I look at Martin Truex Jr. and he's just still too good. He's obviously still one of the top 40 stock car racers in the world. He's probably top 10, maybe even top 5. I know the old saying in show business, leave them wanting more. But as a sports fan, I hate that. Carl Edwards retired when he was still very much in his prime. And ever since then, we've all been clamoring for Edwards to make just one more start. Kurt Busch was forced to retire due to injury, but there's no doubt in my mind he would still be a championship contender today. As a fan, I don't feel closure. As a Matt Kenseth fan, when he was forced to step away after 2017, I didn't get closure because he proved at the end of that year he could still win. He was still good enough. I understand the perspective as an athlete. you want to go out on top. And I respect that. You want to be like a Peyton Manning, winning a Super Bowl and riding off into the sunset. But as a fan, if you're still elite, if you're still one of the 5 or 10 best in the world at doing what you do, I want to see you continue to compete against the other elites. Martin Truex Jr. is still elite. So again, selfishly, I would hate to see him retire after this season. It's his decision. It's his life. He's crossed a lot of accomplishments off his bucket list. If he wants to retire to a lake on his new fishing boat, he has every right to do so, but he is still elite. And as a fan of racing, I want to see the best of the best continue to compete head to head each week. Truex deserves to still be a part of that conversation. So if he retires at the end of this year, I will be a little disappointed. I don't know what decision he's going to make. He doesn't even seem to know what decision he's going to make, but we'll see. If winning more races later this year, contending for a championship, if that sways him one way or the other, it almost sounds like if he does win the title, he's gonna wish this was his final season. Go out on top. Again, storybook if you're an athlete. But Joe Gibbs Racing, I don't think will let him wait that long. I think they're going to expect a decision very, very soon. Truex seems to be aware of that because Joe Gibbs Racing is a big company. They've got to solidify their short-term and long-term plans. If Truex walks out, they've got to figure out if Bass Pro Shops, auto owners, racers, if they're sticking around. And if they are sticking around, are they comfortable with, John Hunter Nemechek or someone filling that role? Do they want to go out and get a different free agent that may still be on the market? I don't know, but there are a lot of questions that will still need to be answered after Truex answers the first question. So Joe Gibbs, you heard in that clip, maybe sounding a little impatient. I don't blame him. We'll see what decision Martin Truex Jr. makes, and we'll see how long it takes him to reach that conclusion. But again, selfishly, I'd hate to see a guy who's still at or very near the top of his game retire. I hate cliffhanger endings, but that's just me as a fan, speaking as a fan. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Do you think Martin Truex Jr. will hang it up at year's end, or will he be back for another go-around next season? Leave a comment down below. What kind of expectations do you have for Brodie Kostecki driving for Richard Childress Racing at Indianapolis? Do you think he'll fare well? Do you think he'll live up to the lofty hype SVG established? Let me know down in the comment section below. But that is going to do it for this episode, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, you love NASCAR, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. And thank you to my Patreon supporters for your very generous support. I will see you again soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day, folks. Take it easy, y'all.